Hi, I'm Amy, a computer toucher slash pervert.
And I'm Beth, a word enjoyer.
And this is Shit Postmortem.
A podcast where we overthink stupid ideas.
Postmortems for shit posts, if you will.
Also, we might trick you into learning about house.
House! We bought a house.
We moved. We're in a new place.
Huge news.
If the audio sounds different, it's because we're in a new place.
Yeah, our setup's different. We have like an actual room that's an office, so that's cool.
We should probably put some kind of acoustic foam on the walls at some point in here.
Probably. But I will say actually, so this place has like double paned windows.
Those are pretty cool.
They're rad. We like those.
You hear
Alright.
stuff going on outside way less, which is
It's
nice
true.
because there's a job site next door.
I'm gonna play the theme, alright?
Okay.
Holy shit! That's so fucking loud. I need to turn that down. Oh my god.
I could hear it as if it was coming through speakers. You might want to replay it.
I'm going to, yeah. Oh god, my ears.
Shit postmortem.
Okay, our first idea. A groomba. Beth, do you want to explain what that is?
It's like a little tiny Roomba that grooms your dog.
Okay, so like, does it have wheels? Does it crawl all over your dog? How does it work?
I was thinking it crawls all over your dog. I'm not sure how it stays on when it's upside down or whatever, to be honest.
It does raise some questions.
I mean, but you know, like lice manage it.
That's true. Lice manage to go on your dog.
Maybe you could have lice nanobots, except they're helpful. They're crawling around in there,
So what exactly are they doing?
sucking.
Sucking.
They're like little vacuums,
What are they sucking?
like dandruff, that kind of thing.
Like oil.
Dead skin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I guess so. So obviously this technology doesn't exist. Is that fair to say?
Well, if you just give me the perfectly
$1 billion.
reasonable- Oh, $1 million. Oh no, so that's for $1 billion.
Mhm, of course. Now that you're talking about like lice and whatever, would there be like a swarm of them?
Yeah, swarm of nanobots.
Oh, okay. There's no way a swarm of nanobots can possibly go wrong.
Making a swarm of nanobots that effectively eat like organic material. I don't see any problems.
No, I don't see how that could go wrong. That seems fine. Don't worry about it.
Gray goo. I don't know what that is. Is that some kind of adhesive?
More like gay goo. Haha.
Cum? Question mark?
I maybe.
I don't know.
Can you glue stuff with cum?
Please don't.
Please don't.
I'm very concerned about it getting like really gross and moldy.
Mm-hmm. Well, what about just like a thin layer?
I don't think that would glue very well. It's mostly just like water and proteins that the same proteins as mucus, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess I think the part that gets stinky is the actual little sperms are gonna die and start decaying after not that long.
Okay, what
Unless
if we
they're, like,
filter out
frozen.
the sperms?
Well, actually, there's an easy way to do that. It's called HRT. Okay, gluing stuff with trans girl cum. I mean, I still don't think it would work as
No.
glue because
Well, on the other hand-
I think it's just too thin and like I don't. Think
You're
it's that
talking about
adhesive.
how it's kind of like mucus. Haven't you ever had your one nostril like sealed shut by mucus?
Well, that's true. But the thing is, I think nose mucus, especially if you're sick, it is a lot thicker though.
And yellow.
Like, it's probably a higher
even.
proportion of the long chain proteins or whatever.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, maybe if you centrifuging trans girl cum to just get the thick part, and then you use that as
Normal.
an adhesive.
Normal.
What a normal.
sentences.
We're starting out really normal today.
Mhm. Oh yeah, so exciting news for sickos, specifically Beth. We've set up a workshop in our second garage. That's right, we have 2 garages.
Garage ...
Two. Yeah, that's true. So, Beth, you want to talk about the machine you got?
Yeah, so I got an X Tool P2S.
And what is that?
It's a CNC laser cutter / engraver.
And if you make any jokes about CNC,
We've heard it. I've heard it.
please don't.
I've heard it before.
We've
And
heard
if you
them
don't
all.
understand what that is
Don't
a
look it
reference
up.
to, that's
It's
fine. You don't need to
Don't
know
look
that.
it up. Yeah, so in this case, it's like computer controlled, basically, right? What's the N?
I think numeric.
Numeric. Ooh, numbers. Do you like numbers? Are you a numbers fan?
They're pretty useful for the computer, I would say.
Okay, here's a number. What about 37?
What about it?
Yeah, are you a number fan when you think about it? Can you rate it?
I'll give it 37 out of 100.
Wow. So I do have something to say about 37.
It's that people think that's random.
Yeah. Humans turns out are like a horrible source of RNG. That's random number generation. Because people have this idea of what quote unquote sounds random. But of course, if you're choosing like actually randomly, at uniform, then like everything's equally likely. But if you ask humans to say like a random number between 0 and 100, they'll say 37 a disproportionate amount of the time.
It seems to partly be people think that somehow odd numbers seem more random, and they think certain numbers that have 7 in them, for example, seem more random.
Yeah, I actually, okay, and this is just my theory, I don't have evidence for this. I think maybe people think prime numbers are more random.
Yeah, I guess that seems consistent with the other stuff I was saying.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Like, or actually, yeah, that seems right, because like 17, quote unquote, feels more random to me than 27.
Right. And 17's prime and 27 isn't.
27 is, of course, 3 times 3 times 3.
Mm-hmm. That's true. We know our times tables, don't worry.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had 3 factors, so maybe it'd be like a times cube.
A time cube.
A time cube,
A time cube. I know. Beth, quick, what's 13 times 13?
169.
What's 14 times 14?
196.
What's 15 times 15?
225?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's 16 times 16?
I don't actually... Oh, 256. Sorry.
You do know. I'm not going to ask.
Okay, I don't know above 16. I don't know what's... I don't have 17
No,
squared.
same.
off the top
I
of
just
my
know
head.
up to 16.
I was going to say, I never learned 16 in times tables, but I was like, wait, no, computer number.
That you do know it.
Wait a
It's
moment,
power
that's the
of
computer
2.
number.
And there's really only one power of 2 it could be given the magnitude, so... Yeah, you know, you know. So yeah, anyway, the CNC machine Beth got, it has a big old laser.
Yeah, it's got a 55 watt CO2 laser.
It makes you watch a safety video in the software before using it the first time. That's like, hey, this laser, it's pretty strong. It could hurt you.
It could set stuff on fire.
It could fuck up your eyes. Yeah, you could
Do
start
not
a fire.
open the light tinted glass enclosure while the machine is running. It could fucking blind you.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm like, okay, yeah, I will not. Also, yeah, it's got some fumes. It does have a way of sucking
Venting
the
them.
fumes out and venting them, but it does tend to make stuff smell like smoke.
Yeah, so
after-
Beth's gonna put a air filter in the second garage. So basically we have one garage that's attached to the house and we have one that's not attached to the house. We're putting all that stuff in the one that's not attached to the house. Seems
Yeah. Also, I can use weird chemicals
sensible.
or whatever and create dust out there. And
Yeah,
it's fine.
historically we lived in a not that big condo, and we have birds, so Beth was like, I'm not using weird chemicals in here. But the
Yeah.
detached garage, go to town.
Basically, some of this, like, generally with stuff for pets, I'll try to look up online from sources. Unfortunately, all the sources these days that come up in searches are AI slop, which sucks.
Yes.
Fuck you, petshun.com.
Oh, that's one of the ones that comes up a lot, where you look at it and you're like, oh no.
They seem to be SEO to hell, and it's definitely AI.
Yeah.
It's really annoying.
Unfortunately.
Anyway, yeah, but like some stuff is too specific for anyone to have talked about it on the internet. Like,
Yes.
is toluene safe for zebra finches? I don't fucking know. I'm not gonna
just
risk
like
it.
combinatorically, no
Yeah.
one's ever written an article about
Yeah,
it.
that's what I'm saying. Is DMSO safe for budgerigars?
I
don't
would
know.
assume no.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
to
not
be
gonna. Again, I'm
honest.
not gonna risk
Yeah.
it. I'd rather not risk it.
But yeah, we have some plans in the work so it can cut stuff and it can also engrave stuff.
We might make some coasters.
Yeah, we were thinking about cutting out some coasters and then engraving different designs in them. And then I think we got to like treat them to make them waterproof. But Beth has ideas for that.
Yeah, so as far as I can tell, the cutting needs like a tool path, basically from something like an SVG or like
Yeah.
a vector thing.
they're literally just circles. That's like dead simple.
Oh, that's you can. You can for sure do that. Yes, and then the engraving can go from an image.
That's cool.
Where basically, unlike the cutting, where it just cuts, it goes around the
path.
edge and cuts it. It like basically scans back and forth,
Right.
like in rows.
Oh, it's actually kind of like a printer.
Yes, yeah. It's a lot. It's actually like a
Wait, it's a laser printer.
Oh my god! Yeah, kind of. And
Not
then
really,
basically,
but
it selectively. I think the
kind of.
laser is lower power for that, and it basically turns it on and off as needed to make the parts, basically the pixels darker.
Okay, really stupid idea. Could you put a slice of bread in there? Probably
man.
you shouldn't, but could you?
Well, I have no idea what the correct settings for that would
Right.
be.
It doesn't have a bread preset, you're telling me.
I haven't specifically checked, but I can't imagine that it does.
Oh, actually, speaking of, okay, that reminds me. So we finally have obtained an air fryer, or actually, it's a thing that is kind of a toaster oven / air fryer / it does some other stuff. And I hate to admit it, the people who have been going on for years about how great air fryers are, I'm sorry to say they're right. It's really good.
I had a hot pocket made in that, and compared to the microwave, I was like, "Oh Jesus Christ!" Like,
so much
it's like the
better.
difference between like a 3 out of 10 and like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, it's a huge,
It's
it's way
huge
better.
difference. It's way better.
Yeah.
Also taquitos. It was
The
really good
taquito
at
was way
frozen
better,
taquitos
too.
Just the texture is so much.
Yeah,
like,
we're gonna have
basically
to
the
try
outer
like
pastry sort of.
fries and pizza and stuff. I've heard it's really good for
Nuggies.
reheating pizza. Yeah, it also advertises itself as it actually can get hot enough to like cook
Pizza.
a pizza pretty well.
We'll have to try that.
Because we have also been like, ooh, what if we got a pizza oven? But if this can work like well enough to cook pizza properly and get the crust right, then that's pretty cool.
We'll have to see.
We'll see.
My main concern is that I think the highest temperature it has is 250, which is not actually...
No, it goes way higher than that. You're mistaken.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, it goes
when I was
way
trying to
higher
turn the
than
temp
that.
up, it wouldn't go higher.
It was
right?
probably the specific setting you had it on when.
Oh, never mind.
No,
Okay.
it goes at least up to 500.
Oh, never mind. Okay. Oh, that's probably fine. It probably will work for pizza in that case. Okay.
Yeah, and it has some sort of additional circuiting thing. I'm a little unclear on it.
I
Dual
know
heat TM.
there's like a big pan that you're supposed to preheat for stuff like pizza.
Yeah, right. We haven't
Yeah.
tried that one yet. We've been using air fryer mode mostly.
Yeah, which you put stuff in the basket and it circulates the hot air. Yeah, and like, yeah, it's basically a convection oven, but it also, this thing preheats way faster than a convection oven would.
It does. It does.
Which is nice if you want like a snack at 11 p.m. or whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of a great snack machine. I won't deny it.
Yeah, also, yeah, we partly got this. So a lot of cheaper air fryers.
Aren't necessarily safe for birds because they. So if you
they have a
don't know,
non-stick coating.
basically Teflon and then similar materials. Technically, I think Teflon is just one of them, and there's some
PTFEs maybe?
yeah aren't safe for birds.
Yeah,
Basically,
like they're very unsafe. If you
Yeah.
cook
They
with
might
like a
just, like,
non-stick
drop
pan,
dead.
your bird just might drop dead, yeah.
and it's because they can release gases that just kill
If
them.
you've heard about canaries in a coal mine, yeah, birds will sometimes die from chemical off-gas.
They have
or
very
whatever.
sensitive little lungs.
Yeah, you
Actually,
gotta
their
be
lungs are
careful.
way more efficient than ours, which they need because
But it also means they absorb
flying
bad
kind of
stuff
requires it.
faster.
But yeah, it means they absorb the bad gases fast.
Yeah, their lungs kind of have a four-stroke system where air is constantly being moved in and out.
Yeah.
Like every breath in and out is moving two things of air at once. I think it's kind of cool.
Beth, I'm being lung mogged by the budgergars.
That's true.
Sentences
Oh yeah,
that
there's
have
some
never been said before.
there's some geese. It might be barred geese that just fly over the Himalayas.
Oh my god,
Like their
really?
migration path goes
That's
over the
impressive.
Himalayas.
They just do that.
And it's like the air is so thin up there that humans need oxygen tanks, but they're just
They're
flying by.
fine. Yeah,
they're
that's
fine. They
Their,
don't need
their
that.
lungs they're just built different.
They're built different.
Yeah. Right. So a lot of cheaper air fryers have a non-stick coating on the basket or whatnot.
Yeah.
And we specifically wanted to avoid it, so we had to get something a little nicer. But all the stuff that goes in it is stainless steel, I think.
Yeah.
So it
Part of why I
ought
wasn't
to be
sold on
fine.
air fryers is I think I'd mostly seen the cheaper ones that are kind of like an upright cylinder.
Yeah. Then they're sort of plasticky, and
And they have like a
non-stick
plastic
and et cetera.
basket
Yeah.
where it seems like if you put more than a few nuggies in there, they'd start blocking the air path. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this thing is like, it's big. It's more like an oven. kind
Yeah.
of.
Yeah. It's
Got a
pretty
nice
good.
metal basket.
So
It's
far,
good.
quite happy with it.
All right, we should probably move on to the
Yeah,
next
let's go to the
idea.
next
We really
idea.
got sidetracked.
Okay, this is mine. It's Reodorant. So I'm sure you're
Did we-
familiar.
I
Sorry,
kind
go
of
ahead.
feel like we talked about this one before.
I don't think we did.
Oh, okay.
I think
It
we-
just feels like we did.
I mean,
maybe.
I talked about it with you in person, but I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
okay. I
we
thought
didn't
we had done
discuss
this
it
on the podcast.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, if I'm wrong, let me know. Hopefully, you're familiar with deodorant. No, you're not. Gross.
I don't know if we can assume that about our
Yeah,
listeners.
no, we
Haha,
can't.
stinky.
Stinky.
I'm calling you
You're
stinky.
stinky. You're like, what's that? I don't know. I'm not familiar with that. Showering? No, I'm a gamer.
Wow.
Obviously.
Well, what?
I
Okay.
shower.
Deodorant for gamers.
Deodorant for gamers. Oh God, can it be RGB? How can it be RGB?
Can it be Dorito scented?
Oh God. Okay, I was gonna say like Mountain Dew, which is
That's
less
not that
repulsive.
Okay, if it's sort of a citrus scent, that's actually
that's like
fine.
not that.
That's
That's Mountain Dew deodorant for gamers is not even that bad an idea. Honestly,
honestly for all they could have done that. I haven't actually looked into it.
The cosmetics companies call us. Call us.
Is that considered cosmetics?
I don't know. Whatever. Toiletry. I don't know.
Sure.
Right, so the idea is reodorant. So if you're not familiar, there's a contingent of trans women. Am I going to call them terminally online? Yes, maybe.
Oh, are
Who-
they using links or something?
Beth, you're gonna have to explain that.
Okay, that's an
very
that's an
unclear.
in-terminal browser.
Yes.
Like it only supports text basically. Mm-hmm. But I was like terminally online. Yeah, online. In the
yeah, but I was
terminal.
gonna say
it's a stretch. I know.
It sounds like you meant you
Sorry,
could have
yes.
meant LINKS, in which case it's just
No, sorry.
Yeah.
This is like the cat. I think.
LYNX.
I think so. I think
Okay.
that's right.
Right. So who are like really into girls' armpits
And smelling them and, them being
smelling
smelly.
them. Yeah, and them being smelly, and they're like, haha, no, you're so hot, don't shower. I don't know if a meme that says that exists, but it probably should.
I mean, be the change you want to see in the world.
I don't know if I want to be the one. Because I am not one of those people. I like when people smell good.
I like when people who I'm physically close to practice good personal hygiene.
Yeah, same.
I kind of quite dislike strong body odor. I think that's gross. I mean, I feel like that's pretty normal.
No. Also, I will say, your girlfriend definitely agrees.
She's
I'm
very
quite
clean.
sure. Yeah. Like, she's very cat girl who does not want to smell your armpit.
It's true.
I think
this is definitely true. Yeah, that's more of a puppy girl.
Yeah,
thing.
it does seem to be like the people who are into the armpits and the puppy girls. There is, I would say, meaningful overlap there.
I mean, dogs like weird, stinky stuff.
Yeah,
a dog
I guess
might like
sort
smelling
of-
your stinky armpit, honestly.
I mean, yeah, probably. I mean, dogs love feet and like socks and shoes and stuff. So
Yeah, that's true. So I feel like that's relatively close, you know?
yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, and don't get me wrong, probably a lot of the people who are into armpits are also into feet. Like,
Yeah.
it seems like
feel like
it sort of makes sense.
I
guess.
basically think there are like 3 main areas that people would be into for stink reasons.
Wait, what's the last one?
Crotch.
Oh, crotch. Sorry, of course, yes. I mean, dogs would sniff a crotch. There's no question.
Oh, famously. Those guys are crotch sniffers.
I won't lie. I've had
No
some
crotch
dogs that are
sniffers.
like really sniffing my crotch. They're like
Little weirdos.
They're like, very interesting. Sniff, 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 sniff. Do you think dogs can tell if you're trans by smelling?
Honestly, maybe.
I don't. I actually don't.
know.
I genuinely don't know.
I've heard of dogs that can like smell that you have cancer, so being able to smell what's going on with your hormones doesn't seem like more of a
dog
stretch.
that can smell that you're cringe.
I was going to say transphobic dog that keeps outing people. That's weird.
I mean, Beth, are you familiar with the homophobic dog meme?
I'm not sure if I am.
Oh, okay. I'll have to show you later. The dog. It turns out actually the dog is owned by a gay couple, which is funny. But there's a dog where people decided that the dog just looked homophobic. Yeah, if you see the dog, I think you actually would understand.
It's fascinating.
It's kind of funny. Right. So the idea basically is reodorant. So you've showered. Oh God, what? No, I'm just kidding. And the idea is, okay, my armpits don't smell like much at all. Better get them nice and stinky again. Time to rub some reodorant on there.
Some natural smelling musk.
Now, is there a real market for this? No.
A small one, maybe?
Maybe a very niche.
Like a fetish one, essentially.
Yeah, it does seem somewhat.
But also, I think the
fetishy.
fetishists just want you to be normal stinky, probably. Like, they probably just want you to not shower. They
Right, they
prefer
don't.
that.
I don't know that they want fake stink.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess if you're an armpit fetishist, let it. Actually, maybe don't. Maybe it's like fine. Actually,
Maybe we don't actually need to know the exact details of your fetish.
yeah, it's true.
I guess you can let us know if you really want to, though.
Oh wait, here's an example of the homophobic dog.
Oh, okay, I see. I guess I kind of see it. The dog is looking at you.
The dog looks judgmental. Is basically
Yeah.
the why people.
The
decided
dog
that
equivalent of a Karen somehow.
Yeah, I think that's basically the idea. I believe. Okay, I'm looking. The dog I think is named Whitney Trust.
Okay, it's
Which
a
is-
good name. Also, I definitely believe a gay couple named their dog that.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is mine. I'll read it. Okay, so the idea is an open source program that randomizes the UI layout every time you open it. Is this actually a way of me complaining about the UI of open source programs? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say, and I've been actually complaining about this. So I got a Pebble, I think it's the Pebble, Repebble Time 2, which I actually quite like, though I need to get a new watch band because it turns out my skin is absurdly sensitive. And literally wearing a silicone watch band has caused me to develop like eczema or something under the band. So, also, actually, Beth has experienced this too. Mystery bruises. I have a bunch of mystery bruises.
I mean, I think
That's
it's
so
from having
good.
to carry boxes for moving mostly is my best
Yeah,
guess.
probably. Like, I think I just bruise easily.
We both seem to have some inflammatory autoimmune stuff going on, maybe. So that's probably relevant.
I have to go to a Sjogren's clinic pretty soon. Hopefully they'll actually be helpful.
That's spelled SJO
Yeah.
with 2 dots over it. Is that right?
Yeah.
GREN.
Yeah, so I'm technically not pronouncing it correctly.
So she's saying it the way English speakers
Yeah.
say it, or American
I
English
think
speakers.
the SJ is notoriously...
Yeah, it's a weird
tricky.
sound in Swedish.
Yeah.
It's kind of infamous.
Yeah, I think we might have briefly discussed that before. But right, so I think a lot of open source programs
Have a bad UI.
And I was thinking about this with the Pebble because so you can just make your own apps and upload them basically, which is cool. I like that. it seems like a lot of the appeal of the new Pebbles, is to software developer types, which is fine, and I am one of those.
Cringe.
Yeah, it's true. Cringe. Right. And so I'm thinking about making an app that's literally just like a counter. You press a button and a number goes. So I know that might sound stupid, but I actually think it might be useful.
She's inspired by, there's like physical counters
Yes.
they sell, where they just have a button you press and
There's
it
a
goes
thing
up
your
one.
finger goes on and you click it, and it has a little dials with numbers that turn.
Yeah.
They're pretty fun to use.
Yeah.
I like them. And I was looking at some of the existing apps that are like counter apps, and I think they're all horribly designed. Like, they look bad, and also they didn't really think the functionality through.
Yeah.
You know they were made by software developer types, okay? You know. Is that fair?
It's definitely fair.
But yeah, I think a lot of software developer types, when designing UI, they get to something that technically functions. Like, it allows you to do the thing you want, but not necessarily in a way that makes any sense to a new user. Or
Yeah.
not necessarily in a way where finding any particular functionality actually makes any sense. And so a lot of open source programs are made by software developer types, of course.
And usually there's no UI or UX people involved.
Yeah, and so
think.
I think a lot of them have like horrendously bad UIs, if you ask me. Now, some Linux sort of aficionados might get mad at me for saying that, but it's like, look, it's true, okay? I'll say, just to give an example, Audacity. I use Audacity for editing the podcast. A lot of the functionality is like, I just have memorized a bunch of fucking keyboard shortcuts.
Yeah.
Because they've buried it in menus, and so just memorizing keyboard shortcuts is kind of the way to go. But that's not like good.
Yeah, it's not. I feel like, I mean, there's a trade-off, obviously, where if you give someone a giant high-level menu that's just a list of everything you can do, that's bad because you can't find stuff. But you also can't find stuff if, like, there are sub-menus upon sub-menus,
Yeah.
where it's, like, several layers deep.
Well,
the thing you want
as
to
it
sit
turns
in.
out, making a good UI is hard, and that's why there's people who literally, it's their job.
Yeah.
But like you said, a lot of open source programs basically are just made by software developers and don't have many designers involved.
Yeah.
I think another program where I think the UI is absolutely god awful is GIMP. It's horrible. Like, I actually just won't use it.
I also have a lot of complaints about Darktable.
Yeah, the Darktable UI, I also do use Darktable, but man, the UI, the UI is just mysterious to me. It's like, well, I figured how to do things, but I still don't understand why it works that way. Like, you can tell it's a bad UI basically if someone has to memorize exactly how to do exactly the things they need to do, and they don't know how to do
anything else.
other stuff.
Yeah.
Because they're like navigating their way through a fucking maze, and
They're
just
like,
have
okay, I have to
memorized
turn
it.
right here.
Yeah, and they're like, well, yeah, if I do this wrong turn, I have to restart.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So, that being said, the Pebble sort of base you sort of design is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I like the button there.
Her specific complaint with a lot of the counter apps is, so there's one side of the Pebble has 3 buttons, which are kind of like up, down, and select or something. And a lot of the counter apps had it so up, it makes the number go up by 1, and down makes it go down by 1.
Yep.
And Amy didn't like that.
It's true.
It's because the physical counters do not have a way of making it go down by 1.
Right, which
is actually a feature, I would say.
It's basically, like, if the idea is to make a tech demo of, look, I made a counter app, then you do the plus minus thing. But if the idea is to make an actual app that is useful for counting objects or repetitions or whatever.
Yeah, because the problem with the button that makes it go down by 1, and the reason I think they don't have them on physical counters, if you accidentally press the wrong button, your
You're
counter's
fucked.
suddenly off by 2.
Yeah, it's kind
which
of
is
fucked.
actually pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like, literally, just not pressing the button that makes it go up by 1 is actually a better mistake than pressing that.
Yeah, no,
the
yeah, because then you're just
negative
off by
button.
1.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's just not a good design, I think.
yeah. Like, you kind of wanted to have this ratchet, like,
Exactly.
it only goes
Yeah,
up.
that's what I think.
And there's a reset button, which is fine.
Oh yeah, but something else I was thinking about actually with my app ideas, I wanted to like do a little buzz every time it increments up.
Oh, yeah, sure. I assume there's like a some kind of
feedback.
little haptic motor in
Oh
there.
yeah, you
for
can
the
make it
vibration.
vibrate. Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
Yeah.
A lot of alarms and stuff.
I wonder how you actually do that.
I have not
Yeah.
looked at the docs yet, but I assume it's probably not that hard.
Yeah.
Right. So actually, Beth, if there's an open source program that randomizes the UA every time, is that a roguelite?
Sure.
A roguelite is anything that has randomization, right?
That's right. Me, when I go to Safeway and they change the aisle layout. Oh, it's a roguelite.
I won't lie. I sometimes have harebrained ideas of like, could this be a roguelite?
She does, it's true.
Anything could be a roguelite if you have played enough roguelites recently.
Well, Markov chains, could they be a roguelite?
Yeah, I did think about couponing Extreme couponing roleplay.
Could a synthesizer be a roleplay?
Yeah. That's not really getting.
No, this is not. I don't think this is an exaggeration.
Yeah. And most of them are not actually good ideas, and I haven't made them. But
Yeah.
man, I had a game idea actually that was decent, but I'm blanking on what it was.
You should write these things down.
I
somewhere.
should write them down.
What if we had a doc that had good ideas in it? You ever think about that?
No. That's not a vibe. bad vibes.
Okay, next idea.
Yeah, do you want to read this one?
Yeah, okay, so basically this one takes a little bit to explain.
Mm-hmm.
The idea is a guy whose digestive system is sort of time reversed, Benjamin Button style.
Yes.
So that, like, anything he swallows, he basically poops out a day before he swallowed it.
Yes.
And we're just saying a day because it's easier to reason
simpler.
about if it's like a simple, fixed, shortish period.
Also, it's plausible that if you ate something, then maybe you shit it out like about a day later, right?
Yeah, so yeah, it's like the reverse.
Yeah.
So, and also that lets you be like, okay, well, just assume the reverse of normal. So like if someone cut him open partway through digestion, it would be like if, where it would be in a normal person 3 hours after it was eaten.
Would be 3 hours before.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. He's kind of like a wormhole.
Yeah.
the
If you
past.
think about it, the GI tract is kind of like a worm. You're kind of built around a worm.
Oh my god, I'm a worm.
You're kind of like a worm wearing power armor or like an exoskeleton.
Wearing a mech suit. Wow. I hadn't thought about it.
If you think about it, most animals fundamentally, they're kind of worm.
That's true.
Kind of like, so they have limbs and stuff going on, but it's kind of worm plus.
Yeah, that's true. You have a mouth and a butt.
Yeah.
And then those are kind of the important bits, I would say.
I mean, literally, one of the most fundamental splits in animals is basically guys who develop the mouth first versus guys who develop the anus first.
Yeah, and which are we, Beth?
We develop the anus first.
Yay!
Yay! But first.
Butt first. Going through life butt first.
That's right.
Right, so the thing with this guy is, this guy could send something back in time more than one day, but it would be a little gross.
Right, because he'd have to like swallow it repeatedly.
Yeah, I mean, you'd want to like wash it off real good, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, put it in some bleach solution or something.
Right, and it would also have to be something that could survive
Yeah.
multiple passes through someone's digestive system.
Right. And like, I'm not even sure, like, I'm not actually sure what could, because this doesn't really come up much.
Not really. I mean, I assume like a little metal thing could, right?
Well, I don't know. It depends on the metal, I think. Stomach acid is really corrosive.
That's true. I was thinking like stainless steel.
I wonder if we can maybe try to look up later.
Should I try swallowing a ball
No.
bearing? No, I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding. I'm not going
Especially if
to
you
do
have to imagine if you have to get an MRI.
Oh, no.
God. Yeah, definitely don't do that.
No.
Also, there's such a high chance you do have to get an MRI at some point. Yeah, don't go
Well,
swallowing any
Beth
metal.
has to get one, actually.
Yeah, I have to get one not too
Yeah.
long.
Of the neck, right?
Yeah, the cervical spine,
Yeah, which only
is in the
women
neck
have.
to be clear. No, that's not correct.
It's just cervical doesn't mean that in this case.
Yeah, it means something different in this case.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, like, or drug muling type of stuff maybe. Like,
Yeah, right.
you could repeatedly put it in new plastic bags or whatever.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's true. Yeah. Well, actually, do drug mules, how much do they swallow it versus just putting it up their butt? I'm like genuinely not sure.
Probably they put it up their butt more because it's easier to retrieve. But
Yeah.
I think I've heard of people swallowing it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. It did. It does. This does raise a lot of questions, to be honest. Because like you could actually. Well, here's a question. Let's say you get to, I guess, for lack of a better word, make use of this guy's services one time. So
Okay.
you can send something back.
Yeah.
One day. What do you do?
Honestly, one of the more practical things I think is like some kind of container where there's like a note inside warning you about a future calamity.
Yeah.
Something
right.
like that.
Like, are we talking like a 9/11 type calamity, or like?
I mean, that would work, yeah.
Yeah. Of course, then you'd have the problem of no one would believe you.
Eh.
Like, how do you stop
Okay, well,
it?
maybe like a more personal calamity then.
Yeah.
Like if your house caught fire.
Right.
Hey, go back in time and unplug the thing that set your house
See,
on fire.
I was thinking a totally different type of thing.
Yeah.
Make a bunch of money.
Oh, because you can like bet on stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense too.
Yep.
Well, these are both kind of time travel classics, I guess.
They are. Yeah, they are.
It's just that in this case, it's like limited to small objects of the size someone like you can't go. He's not swallowing you.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
I do think this is kind of an interesting version of time travel because
It's got interesting limitations.
Yeah, it's got interesting limitations. Like you can't send people back.
a wormhole, but it's not that big, and it's rather acidic in there, slimy and acidic in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A nice wormhole.
Okay, instead
that
of
what
a
you're
guy,
saying?
actually, what if it was just a worm?
That's kind of funny, actually. And that actually wouldn't make a huge
It actually doesn't
difference.
really make much of a difference to the mechanics.
Yeah, the
of it.
actual creature is not super important. The time worm.
Yeah, the time worm. You've heard of time flies. This is the larval form.
Of course.
By the way, they're like an arrow.
Wow. So I was thinking, the modern up-to-date version of making a bunch of money by knowing something that's going to happen is unfortunately prediction markets.
Yeah, polymarket or
Yeah,
whatever.
like you find some event that had really low odds in Polymarket that did happen, and you bet a bunch of money on it.
Yeah. And
Of course, you might get investigated for insider trading.
imagining like, there's lots of stuff where there's some kind of time cops,
Yeah, that's
some kind
true.
of temporal enforcement agency, but I haven't.
It's actually just the SEC.
Yeah, I was going to say, what about the time
Sorry,
SEC?
that's not right. Sorry, the CFTC is
Okay.
actually the agency that claims regulatory power of the current prediction markets. Sorry.
Thank you, Amy. You can tell she reads her financial newsletters.
Yeah, I do.
Anyway, okay, yeah, temporal version of them where they're like investigating you for insider trading, temporal insider trading.
Yeah, that is kind of funny.
Yeah.
I do think, like time travel financial crimes is kind of interesting.
Yeah. Maybe you could do some weird shit with like money laundering or spending the same money multiple times. I'd have to think about it more.
Well, what are you thinking? How would that work?
Well, basically, if you send money back in time, you could be like, okay, here's like $100 bill, and then you could send it. Oh no, but
Wait,
if you
when do
spent
you
it, you wouldn't be
spend
able
it?
to send it. Never mind. Maybe that doesn't work.
Yeah, we might have to think that one through more. It's interesting though. There maybe is some version of that works.
Basically, the issue is you almost have to get it back. Like, it works if you get the money back eventually at some point, maybe.
Yeah, but
Okay, well, after a certain point, maybe you should just borrow a bunch of money, invest it, and then keep putting the interest back in via time travel.
oh yeah, no, that could work. But I did start this off by saying you have one use.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay, well, in that
Because
case...
it's a lot easier to make money if you
in
can
that,
just keep...
or like win the lottery.
Oh yeah, right. Why didn't we think of that?
That's simpler.
Yeah, that's way simpler. Just do that. Never
And
mind.
like, you're not going to get investigated for getting the right numbers.
You just got lucky, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not... Someone's gonna win, right?
Yeah, it's not suspicious.
It's not particularly suspicious. To make it even less suspicious, you could buy lottery tickets in advance.
Right,
that
you
don't
could
really
start
win.
intentionally buying losing ones ahead of
Yeah.
time. So you can
Then
be
it's
like,
really
then it
not
really looks like you just got
suspicious.
lucky.
You just got lucky, yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
pretty
that's
good.
probably the move, honestly.
Okay, next idea. This is an Amy idea.
Yes. Okay, so it's a bot that alternates between posting "It's so over" and "We're so back" at random intervals.
Maybe in response to stuff.
Oh, see, I was thinking it's not in response to stuff.
Oh, okay.
My thought was actually it's totally random, and people
You see it
can-
in your timeline, or if it's like on a social media website?
Yeah, exactly. Like I would probably just make like a Blue Sky bot or something.
Oh, okay. I mean, this would be really easy to implement.
It
You could
would.
definitely just do it.
Yeah,
You've
no,
made Blue Sky bots
I
before.
made bots before. I would not make a Twitter bot because we don't like that website.
I'm not. It's simply not like. Even outside of like it being owned by Elon Musk,
It's
like
just a
it's
miserable
also just
website.
like full of like
Weirdos.
AI generated child porn now and shit
Yeah,
like that.
and,
It's
like,
horrible.
actual Nazis
Like
and
I'm
stuff.
not. Yeah, it's actually full of Nazis and AI generated child porn.
Or,
That
like,
is not an
if you're still on
overstatement.
there, I do have to question a bit. Like, why are you still on there? Stop it.
I think some people literally don't have any idea that there are any
Yeah,
alternatives.
maybe.
They just haven't heard about that. I guess.
Yeah, but I would encourage you to stop using it. That's
Yes.
what I think. I will say, oh yes, I'm actually quite big on Blue Sky now.
Yeah, it's
I'm
people like
posting
the horny
nudes.
stuff. Yeah.
To be
I mean, I'm
honest.
sure we should have some listeners from that probably, but it's a
Yeah.
pretty low conversion rate.
It's because it turns out that posting nudes and then having a funny podcast, yeah, the conversion rate's not very high.
Or basically, my feeling is to defend the conversion rate is a lot higher among like transgender shit posters.
Yes, those are the
Basically,
people to a certain degree
which,
who actually were like, okay, I will. listen.
I might be a bit of a transgender shit
No
poster
way,
myself.
really? That's so cool. Me too.
Whoa, no way.
Whoa.
Whoa. Next, you'll be telling me some of our podcast guests have also been
No
like
way.
that. No way. And some of their
It's
fake
wild.
ad contributors and the person who made our theme song, etc.
No way, that's not. Right, so yeah, I was thinking it would actually just be totally random, and then the posts might blow up whenever it happened to line up with real world.
Yeah, I guess my
events.
question is how you tell it that it lined up. So I guess people have to screenshot it next to something else or something.
Well, but just like people would know.
Well, it's going to vary in different people's feed what it appears to be in response to, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking like on a given day, if something big news happened,
Oh,
it would
okay.
just blow up on that day.
Oh,
A
okay.
specific instance of a post would blow up on that day.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. That's
Oh, okay, you were just thinking of somewhat different thing than me.
Yeah.
All right. It's more that like I feel like it'd be good if there was some way people could kind of share it in a way that made it clear that like I'm implying that this is in response to like this event happening or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Just because like if someone posts, oh, it posted we're so back on May 2nd, I don't necessarily know what happened on May 2nd, I guess.
Yeah.
At least after the fact.
Yeah, I guess so. Sure. Well, I don't know that there's actually a good way of doing that though.
Yeah,
You
I
almost
don't know
want like
either.
a reverse quote post.
Yeah, I don't. There's probably not a good way of doing this. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine if it just does it at random.
Yeah, I will say that someone I think on Blue Sky was suggesting that it could just post really, really often. So of course the problem is that nobody would fucking follow.
It might get. I think that people would get if their feed is mostly that they're gonna unfollow it because
Yeah.
they'll be like, okay, that's just annoying. I think maybe a couple times a day is the most you'd want to do, in my opinion.
I think so. Yeah, and I was thinking even maybe less often,
Like once a week or something.
maybe every couple days.
Yeah.
Something like that. Don't want to wear it, you're welcome.
Yeah, running a cron job on your virtual workstation or something.
I mean, I do have some bots now, and I do run them with cron jobs and a Linode. So
Yeah, and I know that.
yeah,
I'm aware.
yeah. Actually, so if you're curious, the main bot I still have running. I had some co-host specific ones that aren't running anymore.
RIP co-host.
But I have a Blue Sky bot that posts when chapters of basically gender manga are updated. Right, so yeah, I have a bot that posts about updates to gender bender manga. There's a Blue Sky bot. I think there's a Twitter version that still runs that I made years ago, but I will not be making any new x.com bots. They also actually made it way harder to make them.
They want you to give them money.
They want money. Yeah, they want money. Okay.
They drove away the advertisers, so now they're trying to monetize the user
Yeah.
base.
Okay, Beth, you want to read this next idea?
Okay, single-use book. So kind of like a form of physical DRM. Once you've read through, you've opened all the pages of the book, it somehow triggers something that just sets the book on fire.
I'm not gonna lie, publishers would love this.
Yeah. You can really Amazon Kindle Fire.
I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, reading Catching Fire, and it really does.
It really does, yeah. But yeah, this is kind of like I think they had in their old Mission Impossibles, they had self-destructing tapes or something like that, like cassettes or audio cassettes that are like, here's your mission.
Yeah,
This
right.
tape will self-destruct and
I mean, I know
Yeah.
there's materials that burst into flames when exposed to oxygen.
yeah. Although I mean, I assume presumably you want someone to get to actually read the book. before
Yeah,
it
well,
bursts
actually,
into
I
flames.
was thinking about this. What if it's like turning to the last page somehow triggers?
like it exposes something to oxygen or
Yeah.
something. Well, people are just not going to read the
Yeah,
last page.
but that's
though.
well, Beth, how could you not read the last page? You need to know what happens.
True. Well, also a lot of the time, the last page in a book is like an author bio.
Well,
or
okay.
like
I guess I mean the last
something-
page that has the actual
okay, yeah,
content.
yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. I guess maybe you could basically have 2 pages that are almost like stuck together with a weak adhesive and then when you peel them apart, it exposes something to oxygen.
Obviously, that's incredibly dangerous. Imagine a fucking bookstore.
Yeah, I mean,
full of
your
these
bookstore is gonna fucking burn down.
things. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think a big issue is that there's a really high chance the pages. It's hard to make them so they won't separate just from the book being handled.
Yeah. Yes, it's
You
true.
know-
So actually, I was thinking. So, what if it's on a timer instead?
You have to finish the book fast enough.
I mean, this is like it's a rental, Beth. It's a rental.
well, usually rentals don't self-destruct at the end of the rental
Yeah,
period.
but what if they?
Imagine if like an apartment did that.
Oh man. Yeah.
Housing would be even worse. Single-use
Yeah.
housing.
Imagine that there's like a long fuse attached to the book.
Oh, just burning down.
Yeah. And you're like, oh fuck, I gotta finish this.
Attached bookmark / fuse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I will say, I'm sure there's stuff you could like coat paper and that would make it more flammable.
Oh yeah, there is. Yeah, I think magicians use.
Oh, they
Well,
have flash paper or something.
Yeah,
right?
flash paper. I don't know actually.
I
what
would
the
actually. I wonder.
chemical is
I don't know
they
if you
put in
can. Maybe you could make the whole book out of flash paper.
it. Yeah, that's kind of funny.
I don't know. I don't know how well you can print on that. I guess. I
You
had no idea.
probably could. Book made
Probably.
of flash paper is interesting.
Yeah. It would even if it doesn't light itself on fire, it'd still be fun to like
Yeah.
Like it would just immediately burn a book so fast. You could speed running Fahrenheit 451. That was, I got the point, right?
Yeah.
The point is that it's cool to burn books. That's what that book is about, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, actually, side note about Ray Bradbury, who obviously wrote Fahrenheit 451. So I think before he died, when I was a kid, my family went to an event he was at.
Oh, yes.
But anyway, I gotta be honest. It's at least near the end of his life, he seemed very curmudgeonly. Like he was
No,
basically.
I think he was
like
quite
I think he was
curmudgeonly.
mad that people are like writing books in word processors instead of using
Oh my God,
typewriters and
really?
stuff. And it's like, okay,
Boomer.
yeah, I'm like.
Boomer alert. Boomer alert.
Well, like I think if you've actually read Fahrenheit 451, part of what's happening is everyone's watching TV, and so they don't care about the
Right.
books. Most people don't care
Yeah.
about the books being burned.
And he's like mad. He was mad about that.
Which, like, I
I
think at the time he was probably,
I
know,
bet,
thought it was
curmudgeonly.
TV was doing
Yeah.
a lot of harm. Which, I gotta be honest. In retrospect, old broadcast TV looks really
Ain't got nothing.
wholesome and high quality compared to the shit that's on video that's on the internet these days. You want to watch some like vaguely pornographic AI generated slop that's marketed to 10-year-olds. God, that fucking sucks.
Oh yeah, I was learning recently. Yeah, that there is porn on TikTok.
Yeah, there's porn everywhere.
But
It's
you
the
just-
internet.
Yeah,
There's porn
but
everywhere.
we don't mean like I mean like
Oh, like full on porn.
actual porn. But they use weird coded language.
Yeah. Wow, $3x or some shit, probably.
Yeah, I forget what it was, but I'm like, oh boy.
Oh yeah, Sesbian links.
Yeah, okay.
It
You want to
makes
wrap it up?
it makes me want to unalive myself.
You want to wrap it up?
Yeah.
Okay. Credits. Oh my god, it's the credits. Our website is shitpost.biz. That's a good website.
Yeah, you should remember that one. Shitpost.biz.
Send it to all your friends. Send it to all
Yeah,
your friends.
print out some QR codes of it.
Yeah,
Put them up in
we did
random
that. We
places.
did that.
You can email us at shitpostmortempod@gmail.com.
No one does, but you could.
Yeah,
You could do
we
it.
literally. I don't think we've literally gotten
I
a
think
single
all of our
listener
emails
email.
are from Google. Our automated emails are from Google, I think.
Yeah, if we posted this email like written out somewhere publicly, I'm sure we'd start getting spam too.
But we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Right, and I will say, actually, I mostly made that account for the YouTube channel, so it's fine.
Yeah.
We're on Blue Sky at shitpostmortem.bsky.social. And that reminds me, actually, I want to update it to use shitpost.biz as the Blue Sky username, because in theory, can do that. The only problem is shitpost.biz is pointing to libsyn, which is like our podcast host, so it's not a server I directly control, so it might be a little tricky to set up, but I should look into it. I think that would be fun.
Could you have it be a server, but then it redirects or something? I don't know how that works.
I don't know. I need to look into it more. Short answer, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
All right, the hosts, Amy and Beth Noe. That's us.
Editor Amy, also, I'll probably help on this one.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that. Linguistics consultant. Oh my God, it's Beth.
Whoa, no way. I guess we didn't have a corner this time. That's fine.
That's fine.
If they come up organically, they come up
Yeah.
organically. Okay. Intro by Bruhisma. That's with a Brux.
Yeah, thank you for listening. House.